Yo, what's up, man? I'm Coco God Boss. You know what I'm saying? Switching it up for you and yours. But I'm gonna share with you, you cats that's coming to Japan, you brothers that's coming to Japan, all you white people, turn this off because this ain't for you. Alright? I want to share this story, man. I remember one time, man, I was walking down the Senichimai arcade in Osaka, right? And some white dude, you know what I mean? He must have been like, some, like, fake, one of those fake Israeli people, you know what I'm saying? And whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Some third world type European motherfucker, right? Out of the blue, this motherfucker decided to single me out of a group of 3 individuals who were, by the way, Caucasians. And, like I said, he just looked directly at me, right? And he said, "What's up, my nigga?" Right? So imagine that, man. Here I am, thousands of miles from America in a foreign country, Japan, downtown Osaka. No white people, you know what I'm saying? Like, white people live here, but like, the overwhelming majority of people are non-white people, obviously, being from Japan, right? So here I am in downtown Japan with a wry, crooked, and calm smile, a white dude gonna drop the N-bomb on me and in front of 2 of my colleagues, co-workers at the time, right? So neither of my co-workers were from the United States, but apparently they knew the severity of what might happen if somebody were to call a black person a nigger. I think that. Sensing what would happen next, the male co-worker that I was with, he restrains me, you know what I'm saying? He tries to restrain me from approaching the dude. Now, I didn't even do nothing, by the way. Mind you, you know what I'm saying? The dude just like, "What up with my nigger? What up with my nigger?" You know what I mean? Like that shit, right? And then I ain't even do nothing yet. And then already the white dude was from Australia, right? And he just started like, holding me back and stuff. He's like, putting his hands on me and shit like that, right? So now, this dude, the dude who said that shit to me, he was like a vendor of some kind. He had a table set up and he was peddling some, goods, like cheap bullshit, trinkets, handbags, jewelry, knockoff type bullshit. More than likely, he was really a part of some undercover amphetamine dealers that sell drugs on the low, soliciting customers with code words like, Nantucket or some shit. But that's another story, okay? But I did, after he said that shit, man, regardless of the dude trying to hold me back, I did approach the dude, and I had my fist clenched, by the way. I had a smile on my face, though, but, like, that smile disappeared abruptly when I jerked that motherfucker by his collar. Now, I'm, grabbing him up, yoking him and shit like that. I'm just grabbing him, right? I'm trying to jack him up. Now, I'm thinking I was going to headbutt him or something like that, you know what I'm saying? But, like, the fear and the panic in his eyes, halted me. And he was like, and then he started saying some shit. "I'm not from the States. I'm not from the States." Like, they got anything to do with it, but like, yeah, he knew enough to say, "Oh yeah, what up, my nigga?" Then, "I'm not from the States. I'm not from the States." But, I let him go, right? So, I ain't really do nothing, you know what I'm saying? I just, like, choked him up. I said, "Listen, motherfucker, you don't know who you talking to, man. I'll kill you out this motherfucker," right? But then, like I said, it's a true story, but it's something I've been thinking about for a few years, right? Nothing big came of the incident. Like I said, I let him go without, hurting him. And I still wonder, did he really understand that saying such the wrong thing to the wrong brother might get him killed? Or, or was he saying that to see what type of reaction he would get out of me? So I tend to believe the latter. After all, in Japan and in crowded places, as you will find out, like, places like Namba, Osaka, places like that, foreigners tend to stick out, especially black people. But be that as it may, I was with a white girl too, right? And I was with one white girl and one white dude. And like that Israeli, whatever the fake Israeli, whatever dude he was, he singled me out, right? And then, he like I said, he singled me out, and only black of the group. And it's impossible for me to believe that people of the world think that the proper way to meet a black person is to greet them using the N-word. That's totally absurd, and I'm not buying it, man. You know what I'm saying? So now, check out, what I'm saying, these damn Australians and shit at the Kentucky Fried Chicken commercial a while back, right? If y'all didn't see it, look, white dude surrounded by a bunch of black people. We know not the origin at first, but we discover later that these people are of, West Indian descent and not African American per se, okay? So the white guy begins to feel uncomfortable, so he pulls out a bucket of chicken, and all the black people in the stand, they grab the shit up. Now, of course, all the black people, American black people, and some assorted others sympathetic to the plight of blacks around, found the ad offensive, okay? Australian people, instead of being sensitive to the issue, decided that they would get angry back at the people who were angry with them for the ad and shit. So the Australian people's rationale for the, ran the gamut of excuses like, in Australia, we have no racism like America does. The blacks in the commercial weren't African Americans. Blacks from countries outside of America didn't find it offensive. It was an American country who made the ad, and all that blah blah blah, the usual, bucket shit, they always do, alright? So basically, as long as blacks are not from America, it's perfectly fine for this way of thinking to, in that, it would seem to suggest that, okay? So also in the case of the white Australia, Israeli dude, calling me a nigger, he seemed to think that because he was not from the States, that he should not be held accountable for his actions. I mean, as long as you play innocent about your bullshit, then you can conceivably get away with it, right? So basically, also, if the black person is not from America, so that mean that's cool to call them nigger then, right? That's cool for white people to say nigger. Oh well, nigger, only American blacks get offended by that, right? You know what I'm saying? Based on, that kind of, rationale that people try to pose to you. So, in the case of this dude, look, I think he knew exactly what he was doing. Luckily, he met me because, I'm not going to kill him over usage of a stupid-ass word, you know what I'm saying? Although I thought about beating him, I didn't do it. I mean, and if he's smart, he'll know to never do what he did again. My getting up in his face like that was like a warning from God, I guess, right? So the fear in his eyes let me know that he was close to panic mode. So maybe what I did sufficed. But if he's a jackass and like to press his luck, then he'll try it again to another black person he sees or the black person he happens to meet. What'll happen then, I don't know. But like I said, there are brothers out here who will stomp a sucker into the pavement if they get stepped too wrong. I know this, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's for, the Australians and shit, you know what I'm saying? I think, not all Australian people are fucked up, although 90% of them are fucked up, especially the ugly ass women and the bucketheads, right? Or like the ones that come to Japan at least, But like, yeah, I think a little sensitivity would be in order for their fucking people, right? But, for a lot of Australians, especially the ones on the internet, that's a little bit too much to ask for, you know what I'm saying? Because the white people who straight cold kick the Aboriginal people off their land think that they have the right to be, covert, innocent, racist, and that everybody affected by it needs to calm down and relax, right? Well, the Kentucky Fried Chicken commercial should be looked at as something funny or, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, Australian people should take care, to understand that certain parts of the world to depict black people, regardless of their extraction, as dirty chicken munchers is offensive, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know y'all remember, I know y'all, some of y'all might know Pokemon, right? Now, Pokemon had a Nintendo game out back in the day. And this game was marketed throughout the world. Now, the character is Pikachu, right, was the hero of the story. He had a symbol that everyone in the Western world recognizes as a swastika emblem on his person, right? Now, in the Far East and Japan, the symbol can be found in holy areas and the shrines, and it doesn't symbolize Hitler or the Holocaust from the days of World War II. You might have seen it in one of my videos, Headaches and Paralysis. I was joking about that. But in Japan, the manji has a different meaning, you know what I'm saying? And but see, that of course didn't matter to the Jewish people, all right? Now the Jewish people wasn't having that shit. Now the Jewish people, you know what I'm saying, could easily, you know what I'm saying, you know, like they was like, oh no, fuck that, man, take that shit off, you know? So Nintendo could have easily been like the Aussies and shit. They could have been like, yo, they could have told people in the Western world, we are Japanese, and while a swastika might represent Hitler and the Nazis to you, in our culture, it represents something ancient and something different, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Pokemon is not a Nazi, you know what I mean? So just play the game and shut up, you know what I mean? But that was the attitude the Australians had, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, they didn't take that route. Instead, Nintendo removed the manji, you know what I'm saying, or the thing that looked like a swastika. They didn't fuck around. They just took it off. You know what I'm saying? White people cried, and then look, yo, they just obliged and shit, right? So, you know, like I said, the manji is an ancient symbol for Japanese of good fortune, right? So with the help of the Anti-Defamation League, American parents who voiced disapproval for the manji persuaded Nintendo to remove the symbol. And furthermore, future products printed didn't have that symbol either, okay? So in that situation, Nintendo showed a little sensitivity to the feelings of people to whom the manji might offend, even though it doesn't really mean a swastika. But even though in their mind it wasn't even a Nazi symbol. So Australian people, perhaps not all, but an overwhelming number would probably not care, you know, for such a concept. After all, you know what I'm saying, when they wipe out all the Native American, you know, the Native Australian people like the European colonists did to the Native Americans, you know what I'm saying, they feel they have no need to apologize or show any sort of sensitivity. Instead, everybody, you know, needs to lighten up and take a joke as far as they're concerned, right? And if that's not enough, everyone else needs to understand that in Australia, they don't have the same problems with race and stereotypes as Americans do. So what that means is, you know, that they can keep on believing, you know, negative stereotypes like the ones they saw in the KFC TV ad. And then when they see a black person, they can automatically think that a piece of fried chicken, we're going to calm them down to get them to act right. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll be just like that Israeli guy who likes to go, what up, my nigga, when they see, you know, black people. And then, you know what's going to happen? They're going to get their bucket heads smashed up. And then they can say that I'm not from the States, right? You know what I'm saying? So I said all that to say this. You go to Japan, man, you know what I'm saying, and you're a black brother, man, you know what I'm saying, you know, although it's a safe country, man, sometimes, you know, the things that happen over here, you know, you got to be kind of on your P's and Q's, you know what I'm saying, be on your toes. All kinds of unexpected situations happen. Now, you know, just because, you know, that happened to me, you know, I'm sure you're going to get like 9 or 10 other, you know, black people who are ready to just jump the fuck up and say, that never happened to me. I don't know what you're talking about. That never happened to me. You know what I'm saying? But see, I guarantee you, you know what I'm saying, black people, you know what I'm saying, real funny in that sense, right? Because like, you know, when they trying to, you know, like dispose of another person's argument, the first thing they'll be like, oh, that never happened to me. Oh, no, race don't matter. Oh, no, all that other kind of shit. But then, trust me, man, sooner or later, some shit gonna happen where your you know, so-called, you know, patience is gonna be tested. And sometimes it might have to do with something culturally insensitive. And then you're gonna be called to task on that. And then, you know, you're going to be the first person eating all your words and shit. And you be looking the most stupid then. You know what I'm saying? But then, you know, like I said, this is just one story from the boss. I got a few more stories, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to tell. But like, you know, unfortunately, man, you know what I'm saying, they kind of offensive. You know what I mean? Because like, you know, white people, you know what I'm saying, don't really like me talking about, you know, the truth up on here, right? You know what I'm saying, about certain aspects about Japan. But, there was a documentary by Reggie Life, and Reggie Life, I mean, it was a brilliant series. One was called After Japan, After America, or After America, After Japan, I forgot. But Really good documentaries, and you know, some of the black people that were in those videos, because his documentary series primarily were based around the black experience in Japan, as among other, you know, aspects of foreigners living in Japan, but mostly because, you know, he was a black person and he spent time in Japan. A lot of the subject matter surrounding his documentary were involved the black people's and the black people experience in Japan. And some of the black people that he had in some of these videos and some of the interviews were really deep, man, really insightful. And some of the things that they say I can understand very much to this day as a brother who spent a lot of time overseas. All right. So anyway. Coco got boss. I'm gonna sign off, and yeah, like I said, any future commentaries, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna keep them on the low, on the private, right? And any cats that wanna you know, peep those out, man, just, you know, hit me up, and then I'm gonna send you the secret codes, if you will, to those you know, private videos. Otherwise, you know what I'm saying, you know, these faggots up here gonna, like, you know, flag them for no reason and shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Because they get their feelings hurt on the motherfucking whatever, listening to videos and shit. Alright? So look, I will be out, man. You know what I'm saying? Still having fun up in here in the land of the rising sun, everybody. I'll be back in New York, man, in like in the latter part of September, October and shit. Always go home in October, a little bit around that time, fall and shit. Alright, y'all? See you out. Peace.